സാധാരണഗതിയിൽ നമ്മുടെ പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റിൽ നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാറുള്ളത് ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ, അതിനെന്തൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാം, എങ്ങനെ എളുപ്പത്തിൽ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് പഠിക്കാം, അങ്ങനത്തെ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെയാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഇന്ന് കുറച്ച് ഡിഫറെൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ളൊരു പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റാണ് നമുക്കുള്ളത്. നമ്മളിന്ന് 2 ഫേമസ് വ്ളോഗേഴ്സിൻ്റെ കൂടെയാണ് ഇരിക്കുന്നത്. മാക്ക് ആൻഡ് കീൻ ഫ്രം ദി ടീം Unstuk. സോ നമുക്ക് അവരെ ഒന്ന് പരിചയപ്പെടാം. ഹായ് ഗായ്സ്, വെൽക്കം ടു ദി പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ്, വെൽക്കം ടു ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് മിത്ര.
Thank you so much for having us.
ഓക്കെ, സോ അപ്പോൾ ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ അവരുടെ ഒരു എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്, നമ്മുടെ കൾച്ചറായാലും ഫുഡായാലും നമ്മുടെ കേരളവുമായിട്ടുള്ള അവരുടെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ആണ് ഇന്ന് ഷെയർ ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. സോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് അറിയില്ല എന്ന് എഴുതി ടെൻഷനൊന്നും അടിക്കേണ്ട. താഴെ നമ്മൾ മലയാളത്തിൽ സബ് ടൈറ്റിൽസ് ഒക്കെ കൊടുക്കും. അതുകൊണ്ട് വീഡിയോ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് പൂർണ്ണമായിട്ടും കാണുക. സോ ലെറ്റ്സ് ബിഗിൻ. So guys, I want to ask a lot of questions, but let's start with the first one. Why Kerala?
Why Kerala? Okay. Well, I'll start then. I'll start. So, hi everyone. My name is Mackenzie. I'm Mac from Mac and Keen, and I'm from the USA. And how we chose Kerala was very lucky to say the least, because essentially, like, my passion is to travel, but to travel and get under the root of what that actually means and get into the culture and understand the people and what they do. And the whole purpose of doing that is really to take it back to my country, which is, again, the USA, and to show people, okay, stereotypes are meant to be broken. And especially India, and we can get into this a little bit later, in India, Americans have a stereotype of what India is, what culture is in India. But I know that's not true because, well, first of all, I lived in London and I have many friends. There's plenty of Indians there. So I have many friends from all over India, and they kind of showed me, oh, that's different. So my whole thought was, okay, let's start in India where there's so much vibrant culture. We can show America what the nuances of culture is, but where to start. And so I've been up north before. I've been to Rajasthan, I've been to Varanasi and Delhi, and I didn't necessarily want to start up there, so I was researching places to start that would be kind of, for lack of better words, easier, meaning maybe the language would be easier to get by. Where is most beautiful?
Well, what we're hearing is that language isn't easier.
Yeah. Well, it really isn't to learn, but it would be easier to get by using basic English. And I knew the literacy rate of Kerala was high, so I just figured Kerala would be a great place just to start in India. As I have traveled up north, and it is difficult, especially I was alone then. It's a bit difficult as a foreign woman traveling alone up north. So I was like, you know what, let's make it easier. How to meet people, trust people. Kerala was easily the first place that I wanted to try.
Okay.
And then I kept on looking at pictures online, and I was like, oh, I have to go here.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
God, it's beautiful. Yeah, that's why it's called God's own country.
Yes.
There is a reason.
Yes, when I
Quite
saw that
beautiful.
tagline, I was like, okay, we must go.
Good
And
choice.
So, hi guys, Inda Peri Keenan. I'm from England. So the reason I chose Kerala was because of Mackenzie, to be honest. So this is the first time I've ever travelled in India.
Oh.
So I did have these preconceived stereotypes. Not that I believed them, it's just I didn't know any other way. But I like to explore the world because I know what I'm told isn't what it is. So I like to learn for myself. So for me, India was one of those places where I just wanted to check it out. And I know it's like so diverse. Like there's 28 different states. Each state speaks a different language. There's like mini countries, you know, everything's so different. So coming into this, I didn't know what to expect. So I had no sort of like, oh, it's going to be like this.
Okay.
I was just a bit kind of following her lead like a sheep.
She did all the research, I guess.
So my research was more on what animals. So I realized that Kerala has a lot of tigers. So I was very excited to come here to see the wildlife here, because I like to know what wildlife. Coming from a place, England, we don't have much. We have like sheep, we have cows, we have some foxes. But here you've got so many different animals, and not only do you have them, but people live amongst them.
Oh yeah.
Like elephants, tigers, leopards,
Amazing.
like dogs on the street, cats on the street. it's cool to see that for me. But mostly Kerala because of this beautiful young
Oh,
lady.
yeah.
Well, we knew we were going to go somewhere, and we really wanted to get under the skin of the culture again. India made the most sense, first of all, because we could get a year-long visa,
Yeah.
which wasn't that expensive in comparison to other visas that you have to buy, and within that year we get 6 months.
Yeah.
And so we kind of decided, okay, let's explore a state together. And so I did some research, and then he luckily agreed.
How long has it been since you've been here?
Like 2.5 months.
2.5 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were only supposed to be here like
2 months.
2 months.
But there's just that's the thing about Kerala. There's so much to see.
Oh my gosh, there's so
and
much
so much to do.
in such a small in comparison to the other states, it's such a small state, but there's a lot to do.
Yeah, different. That's what when we talked earlier, that's what I told you guys. Like each and every district is different. Like when you just talked, you said 28 different states or like 28 countries, but it's different at each and every district. Even when you go up north, it's different. Each district is different. People are different. The way they dress is different. The
In
food
Kerala.
Even in Kerala.
Yes, so the dialects are slightly different. So certain people understand because I've picked up about 100 different phrases of Malayalam.
Yep, you'll get
And
to that.
Some people understand it, some people don't, and then it takes them a while to clock on. They're like, but then I think part of that is like this Westerner speaking Malayalam. At first, they're expecting me to speak English. And when I'm speaking Malayalam, they're a bit like, you're saying
you are talking in Malayalam.
Yes.
Okay.
I would say as we travel, so first of all, I want to mention, I don't know, this isn't really a question, but maybe it might be interesting for people who are listening.
Yeah.
We met actually traveling.
That's interesting.
So that's how we started dating is we met on a flight that was going to Indonesia.
Okay.
And then we ended up literally on the same flight path to get there,
Okay.
but also in the same place in Indonesia.
Okay.
It was crazy. Oh, sorry. It was crazy the way we met.
Okay.
And we were in a layover. We had a layover in India for 12 hours.
Oh, so India is the place where you actually got to know each other.
Got to know each other.
Okay.
Got to know each other.
funny that.
It was. And it was like we were stuck in a room and we didn't have a visa, so they didn't let us out of that room.
Oh, yeah.
And there was no food, no Wi-Fi, nothing. Not even water, really.
God, this
And
is
we
like
just- we just
it's in
really
your
had
stars. I guess it's in your
Yeah.
stars.
And we just had to really get to know each other. And then we finally, after 36 hours, got to Indonesia together. And we realized we travel the same way. We don't like to go to the really touristic places. As soon as we got to Indonesia and Bali, we went to this one town that everyone goes to. And him and I were both like, we don't want to be here. Because it was too much. Like, everything was westernized. It was expensive. It was just all of those things that, it's been gentrified. And so him and I got away. And then we just traveled throughout Bali. And that's where that's kind of when I started falling in love with him, because he started picking up the culture, the language. He started speaking Balinese. And how many foreigners?
You are a linguistic person.
He's amazing.
I think the way I like to travel is I kind of keep an open mind to things, and I want to learn. I want to learn.
Okay.
So I want to learn how they dress, how they speak, how they eat, the places they go. I just want to become friends. I don't want to go to the tourist spots.
Okay.
I just want
You
to
want just get into the core of
I want to
it.
feel the culture.
Yeah.
I want to know, because that's kind of what Unstuck was about.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
about how we do the same things, but we do them differently.
Yeah.
So we all eat, but we eat differently.
Yeah,
So for
right.
example, in the UK and America, we eat with cutlery,
Yeah, right.
because you guys eat with your hands.
Yeah, we do.
But why? And so I want to explore why you do that. And I'm
Right.
learning things like it's to do with the Ayurveda, which is a way of life.
Yeah, right.
So your touch,
Yeah.
smell, taste, hearing it, seeing it,
Yeah.
connected.
Yep.
And you can feel the food.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, for me, it's more efficient. There's no waste. There's no there's no
Less utensils to clean.
yes, and less utensils to buy.
Yeah.
It's more to the root of how a human being should be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So I think my quest is just exploring things like that.
Yeah.
I've never really been too interested in the modernization of things.
Yep.
I've always wanted to know like the root of things.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's a very good thing. Yeah, I think there are less travel vloggers like you guys. We've seen channels on food, a lot of them, as we've discussed before.